welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. It says this is a two-part question. One version of the Apostles' Creed says that Jesus, quote, descended into hell after his crucifixion. Did he? If not, what is being referenced in 1 Peter chapter 3, verses 19 through 20? Well, the reference to the Apostles' Creed and that phrase descended into hell is actually the original version then. Nowadays, it has been removed, and that is really a contemporary change of recent days. Now, that being said, what does the Bible say? Because a creed, whether one adopts it or not, should be based on Scripture and Scripture alone. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 19 says that when Jesus Christ died on the cross, that he not only went down, but he preached to the spirits which were in prison. Now, another verse that's in reference to that is in the book of Ephesians chapter 4 that says, what is he that ascended except he first descended into the lower parts of the earth? Now, this is one of those questions, whether it be in the Apostles' Creed or not, that causes all kinds of discussion among believers and non-believers alike. Not only is it possible that he did, or why or could he, quote, descend into hell. I do find it interesting in Revelation chapter 1, when the Apostle John sees Jesus Christ in a very unique fashion, he says that he has the keys both to death and hell. But here's the main concept that we need to address. Yes, these verses imply the concept. The main verses are Romans chapter 3, verse 25, and 1 John chapter 2, verses 1 and 2, which says that Jesus Christ is our propitiation. Kind of a big fancy Bible word, which means pays the punishment of. We know that in Genesis 2:16, God told humanity that in the day that they sinned, they would surely die. Romans 6:23, the wages of sin is death. When you look throughout Scripture, not just in the Old Testament, but also in the New, particularly the book of Revelation, it talks about those at the very end of chronology, those at the end of this age, they descend into a place the Bible calls hell, specifically described as the lake of fire, and Revelation 20 calls it, quote, the second death. So if Jesus Christ is going to be a substitute for us, if he's going to allow himself to propitiate or pay the punishment for our sin, then at some level and in some respect, he must pay the price. Well, that price, according to Matthew chapter 25, verse 41, he talks about the devil and his angels deserving of hell because of their rebellion. That being said, I don't think just 1 Peter chapter 3, but Ephesians 4 and a host of other passages may just, shall we say, lead us to that original version of the Apostles' Creed. Great question. If you have one, send it to AskJeff.net, and maybe your question will be tomorrow's. Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at AskJeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.